taking our dog Chico to go live with my sister because I'm the youngest in the family, so mom and dad don't want him no more once I'm gone. So here's Chico. Hey buddy. Oh look at him, he's staring right at the camera too. He looks so tired.
Told you it was traumatized.
He's not traumatized. We're going all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina, so a long ride. But it's okay, because once I get there, I'm going to get a TV for my sister for my door.
That's the only reason why you take me.
Only reason why I came.
That's sad.
To make sure that I
So
got
sad.
taken care of.
So sad.
What's up guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my Howard University move-in day. This video is really for like incoming freshmen, for like HU24, or like other people who are applying to Howard University or plan to go to Howard University in the future. I just want to share a little snippet of what you might be getting yourself into. It's a great university, love it here, wouldn't want to be anywhere else, best decision I ever made. But my move-in day is one interesting story that you don't want to miss, so let's get started. There's this website called StarRez, which is what Howard University uses for applying for housing. So the summer prior to me moving in my freshman year, I had to get on there and apply for what dorm I wanted to stay in. Most freshmen, well, for girls, can only stay in the Quad or CHN, which is College Hall North. If you don't stay there, then if you're an athlete, you might stay in the annex, or if there isn't housing available after that, then you would stay in the annex. And the guys stay in Cook or Drew Hall. So I applied for the Harriet Tubman quadrangle. 1, because it was cheap. 2, because it had just been renovated and it was opening again for the first time since the renovations. And lastly, because I wanted the feel of the community. So from what I heard on Twitter, and a part of the Howard community was that you don't get that sisterhood for real your freshman year unless you're staying in the Harriet Tubman quadrangle. So, by the way, if you want any information about Howard and stuff, you need to follow Howard Twitter. Howard Twitter people, that's where you get all your information. So, I'm going to drop my Twitter. Follow me. You'll hear what's going on. Okay, so, back to the story. So, I applied for the Harriet Tubman quadrangle, aka the Quad. And I want to say I applied for Truth and Fraser. So, the Quad has 5 halls within the building. Even though it's a quad, which is 4 sides, there are 5 different buildings. So you have Wheatley, Truth, Crandall, Fraser, and Baldwin, right? So I applied for Truth and Fraser. So me and my roommate, which was this girl I had met at Bison Prep, her and I were planning to room together. We had applied and it said we were straight. We had our housing on StarRez. StarRez said we had our housing, so we're straight, right? So I actually plan on vlogging my Howard University move-in day as my first video on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of snippets of what I have as we're going in, and I'm going to show you the first day as I was packing up. car is all packed up thanks to the sky. I'm so excited. Like, I could do nothing but smile the whole time we were packing. Like, and I'm even more excited because now we're going to the airport to pick up my sister, who has been in California because she's in the Navy and she's been there for 2 years. So, okay, good morning to the vlog. Today is the day. It is moving day. It is 9 a.m. at the hotel. And it's just me and my sister because my sister's asleep. But we're about to get up because breakfast is about to end. But my parents already got dressed and went downstairs, so they're just waiting on us. And I meant to wear my Howard shirt, but I packed it in the car because I wanted to take a picture. So I can't take it until we get unpacked. And I'm just upset because I couldn't really sleep because the beds are tiny and my stomach doesn't feel well. And I had like a bad dream that my acrylics were all rubbed off and I was really sad. And I know that can't really happen necessarily, but I had a dream that I was like swimming in a pool and it was like a Sky Zone cruise because I used to work at Sky Zone and stuff, and it was a mess. But I just pray that today has no kind of nightmares in it per se, and that today's a good day. So I'm gonna get dressed, we're gonna get in the car, well, we're gonna eat the breakfast first, then we're gonna get in the car, and then we're gonna go move into the quad.
I mean, you ain't saying nothing.
Let's do better.
I mean, what's the instruction? Just follow. No, we're going to the quad. I mean, yeah, quad. Go down here, get on Georgia Avenue. Once you hit Georgia Avenue, go under the Howard Place, make a right on Howard, and then they'll guide you from there. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh man, that would have been nice to know.
I already don't forget what she said. So we're riding in the car, we're getting towards Howard University, and I remember vlogging throughout the window and stuff because I already had a vision for how I wanted this video to look. I had the music I wanted in the background already in my head, like the shots I was going to get. It was going to be really tough, right? So we get there and there's like this long line up Georgia Avenue for like everybody waiting to go in. And if you know the campus of Howard University, Georgia Avenue is like the general street where like a lot of the locals are on. And then if you turn right, you're going to get onto Howard Place, which goes straight through the campus. And then another right will take you down 4th Street, which is where the quad is on. So Howard University had everybody who was staying in the quad, which is like the only building that holds the majority of freshman women, all the way down Georgia Ave, through the campus and down the street in one single file line. So we're all waiting in this car. It's taking forever. My dad's like, what's going on? So my mom, my so beautiful and smart mother, she said, okay, Jordan, you and I, let's get out the car and let's head to the quad and see what's going on. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So we get out the car. We go to this tent, this big old white tent, where everybody goes to get their keys, right? So me and my mom, I say my name, like we're standing there, they get checked off, they're like, oh, Frazier, okay, bet, here you go, here's my key, and I'm going. At this time, I had a new roommate because over the summer they had an issue with Star Res and how it was last year, because last year they had all the women staying in College Hall North in like triples. So there's like 3 girls to a room and things like that, and I was like, no. So they fixed it, and I had a new roommate, and they weren't changing roommates because they said it was too much. So I had this new roommate, I had her number, we both knew we were staying, and we were keeping in contact throughout the day. So I get there before my roommate, and I go into the quad. Me and my mom were going through this maze, and like I said, it was just renovated, and it actually wasn't finished, which we didn't realize until we got there. So it was still a mess, and I got a little bit of footage of that. If you can see here, where we're going through this like bridge that they had across the yard, well, the courtyard, I should say, in between the quad. And me and my mom get to Frazier, and we find my dorm number, and we put the key in the door, and we open it, and there's like RA stuff everywhere. There's RA's name on the door, and I'm like mad confused. Like, this is my room. What do you mean it's for an RA? And I look on my star A's, and I didn't realize what it said. My roommate assignment was resident assistant, and I was like, what? But I'm thinking it's whatever. So me and my mom decided to go to Res Life, which is in College Hall South. So we walk down the street, we get to Res Life, and come to find there's mad people here. Like, everybody's like yelling, and you gotta check in, and we're sitting in this room, and all this crap goes down. And when I got there, my mom had left to go meet with my dad to get him up to date on what's going on. And I caught a video of myself sitting on the ground trying to catch up the vlog about what's happening. So take a look at that. So I got to the quad, and I go to get my key, which I got. I went to the tent, got my key. Me and my mom are walking to my room. My dad's still in line to get a cart and all that stuff. And so we walked through this maze of a quad that's not even finished, being renovated. Frazier. And I get to my hall, find my room, got the little key. It says 112. It says on their sheet when I got the key that it's 112. On my STARS application it says 112. I put my key in, open that door. It's an RA room. There's one bed, all this crap on the ground. It says the RA's name on the door.
Mom, let them advocate for themselves. Okay.
And now I'm at Res Life, and all these other people are having this exact same issue. Not with the RA, but just no housing. Y'all, when I tell you this event was like crazy, so there's like this woman, and she was in the room too. Her child didn't have housing, and this lady reminded me of that woman. I can't remember her name for the life of me. I can never remember that actress's name, but she was in a lot of Tyler Perry movies. The woman that was always like, Marcus, like that lady. Yes, that's how this woman was acting, okay? And she had like this tight dress on, and she's yelling at the director, and she's like, wow, we got housing, yeah, y'all saying we don't got housing, and this is crazy. And she's like, they're cursing at the director, and the lady's sitting out there, and she just starts crying. The director of Res Life is sitting in front of a group of adults and students who don't have housing, and they're crying. Everybody's crying, not even just the director. Other people are crying too. Everybody's yelling, cursing, and all this stuff. And keep in mind, people who go to Howard come from all over. There are people from Jamaica, the Caribbean, international people, and then within the U.S., people coming from all the way on the other side of the nation and California, and there's a lot of people from New York at Howard for some reason, and Chicago, Texas, and they're traveling these long trips to get here for their move-in day and find out that their child doesn't have a place to rest their head. And so parents are not wanting to like leave their kid. They're like, okay, what do we got to do? Am I not going into work tomorrow? Do I have to go stay in a hotel until we figure this out? Like, what's going on? So everybody's in distress, people are upset, and my father, the great guy he is, he's like, okay, we're not getting anywhere just by cursing and yelling at these people who are trying to figure things out. So instead of adding fuel to the fire and making the problem worse, my dad was like, okay, let's step up, let's help, let's see how we can get this fixed, because I'm trying to go home today and leave my child with a place to sleep. Thank you, Dad. So what had happened was my father went with a lot of other people who were working in Res Life. They got sheets and paperwork of what rooms that the system said was available. So the problem was that their old system from last year, which I said in the summer had an issue with putting everybody in CHN because the system's not aware that the quad's available now, is so used to the old structure and room assignments of the quad prior to renovation, so it messed up where people were staying. So when I was talking to other girls who were sitting in the multi-purpose room at Res Life, and they were all like, oh yeah, when I got there, I had a utility closet, like that was my room assignment. And another girl was like, oh, I didn't even have a place to stay, like my room didn't even exist. So y'all are assigning people to freaking like janitor's closets and like water closets and rooms that don't exist. So I imagine walking around the entire quad, and the quad is big, okay? You're walking around this big building looking for your room, and your room ain't even there. So my dad got the sheet from the system saying all the rooms that they thought were available, and he went throughout the building until he found rooms that were vacant, like nobody's in there or somebody didn't have a roommate, and was trying to mark down on the sheet versus what the system said and what was actually there. And not only did he go through the quad, he started going through other dorms too, just in case the quad was full, because we were starting to hear, oh, quad's full, quad's full. So what ended up happening was a lot of the people ended up staying in annex, which I heard was type grimy, and I thankfully had a room in quad. They found one that was available, and I got it, and I walked in the room late. I had been at Res Life for like 4 hours throughout the whole day. I remember being in tears, like it was a lot going on, emotions were high. And I had visited my aunt and uncle who were already in town, and so they came from moving day as well. And so we were all there trying to set it up, and I came way after my new roommate. So it turned out my new roommate is from North Carolina, and so she came a lot farther than I did to get here. And I always wanted to be that roommate that got there first so you can choose the good side and the good bed and all that. But because of my whole Res Life thing, she ended up getting here before me. She was fully unpacked. I got here and had to unpack things and get things situated, and I was livid. Like, my day was long. I was tired. You can see the attitude in the video. I was over it. But the president, a while later, ended up sending me a basket, and I'll show you guys what that looked like. It's filled with food and just a note apologizing for the issue I had, and I ended up taking a picture with him because my mom forced me to, because she was all like, no, cute picture, you know, look at my daughter, freshman in college, you know. So it was a crazy, rough day, but all in all, even with Howard University's like issues and how they get things done, it's still a great university. If you plan to come here, please apply. Like, you cannot get this experience anywhere else. Just make sure, like, if you watch any video on YouTube from other Howard students, like what you need to know before coming to Howard, keep track of your things, okay? Make sure you have all your financials, take screenshots of stuff, keep records, okay? Because they can be very disorganized, and you don't want to get lost in the sauce and then have something happen to you that's not valid. So keep track of your things, and welcome to adulthood.